Welcome to Doc's Daily Dose for Dads, prescribed by Dr. Harrison. So I got another great tip for you, something you can do, some tangible activities that are going to help out here. So I was speaking with this lady by the name of Dr. Ma G. Dope name, right? Well, Dr. G, first off, shout out to you. And we were just having a conversation, and she was sharing with me about her father because I was telling her about what I'm doing with fathers and sons and Doc's Daily Dose for Dads and yada, yada, yada. And she was talking about how much she loved her father and how her father created a safe space for her. Not just in general the concept or the idea of a safe space where you can say whatever you want and she always feels comfortable. No, a specific place where she could go and talk to her dad. So she talked about how her dad built, I guess you want to call it like a round circle. He took tree stumps and sawed them down to about the size of stools and placed them in a circle of 5 out on their farm or yard somewhere way away on their acres. And it was a place where she could grab his hand and go and sit and talk with him about whatever she wanted to talk about. And it got me thinking about a safe space for my children and hopefully for yours too. Now, when I think back about it, my mom actually did this with me, but in reverse. She had a safe space where she would talk to me about things. Whenever she needed to bring something up or needed to talk about a tough situation, she'd always ask me if I wanted to go for a drive. It wasn't, do you want to run errands or, hey, we got to go do this. She's like, hey, you want to go with, do you want to go for a drive with me? And I always knew right then and there, we're going to have a conversation. And it's not necessarily something I did, but it's something she wants to tell me, right? And so when I thought about this a little more about this safe space, what it does is prepare you for the moment, right? You're not going to have this emotional reaction immediately to where you're not controlling your emotions and you're not thinking about things. While you're heading to this safe space, you know that there's going to be some information shared with you that may hurt, that may be disappointing, that may make you angry, or it could make you happy. Who knows? But you're at least preparing yourself while you get there so that you can sit and listen, actively listen with open ears and an open heart, and hear what they have to say. The other thing about it is, though we try to create as much of a safe space with our children as possible, you can share anything with me. Don't worry, I'll always love you. It's still tough for kids to get up the courage to say, Mom and Dad, I got to tell you something, or I need to talk to you. I mean, hell, think about you as an adult. When you have to go have a serious conversation with maybe a boss or a friend or your spouse, like you got to get some courage to get moving and say, hey, we got to have this talk. Now, sometimes it gets blurted out because that's the only way you can handle it, and you just want to get it off your chest. But imagine if you had a safe space where you could go, where both parties knew a conversation is going to ensue. I have to tell you something, right? So create a safe space for your child. Now, I've been thinking about where I want to put my safe space. And I thought, maybe the trampoline, maybe the back steps to the porch patio on the backyard. Now, my house is not very large, and we don't have very much room, so I can't do something like saw tree stumps and create a circle. And I was thinking, I don't want it to be somewhere where, one, a lot of people can interrupt, right? Because if we're in the trampoline, the other boys will want to come in. If one of my kids have to tell me something. If we're on the back porch steps, people can still see from the sliding glass door, and it's not private. It's not totally safe. So I have to decide also where is somewhere that's not a common place so that I don't get confused thinking we're going to have a serious conversation and really they're just trying to show me something in a spot that people normally go in the house. So for me, I'm thinking the tree in the front yard, because we don't play a lot in the front yard because our backyard's bigger and that's where all the toys are. So the front yard is just kind of for show, I guess you could call it. It's just a yard in the front. Maybe we're out there sometimes, but rarely. So I'm thinking the tree in the front yard, because I know if my son grabs me by the hand and simply walks me out to the tree, I know we're going to have a conversation, right? I know he's not going to show me something outside of the front door. So consider it a safe space where either you create it or you pick the spot, but it's easily accessible for you and your children. You can even use it in reverse to share with them when you have something you have to tell them, right? So you just explain it to them. Hey, this is a place, all you have to do is grab my hand and take me to it. And I know that means you want to tell me something, and I will listen. And it'll give you an opportunity to relax, to prepare yourself for whatever's coming down the pike, and react appropriately and logically without all this emotion filled. Me, I'm starting my safe space tonight. I'm going to talk to the boys and share with them exactly where it's at. Where's your safe space going to be? All right, that's Doc's Daily Dose for Dads. Don't forget to hashtag Doc's Daily Dose for Dads, hashtag 4D. All social media at rebirthbx. Check out the website, rebirthbx.com. Again, big shout out to Dr. Ma G for the safe space. Go create yours. I'll talk to you tomorrow.